Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So the Washington Commanders had their joint practice against the Miami Dolphins today, and Jayden Daniels absolutely balled out. And the Miami Dolphins reporters were extremely impressed by him and had some really good things to say, which we'll get into in a second. We'll also be talking about some other guys that balled out, including Mike Sanderstill, who had a great day and might be the best cornerback on the roster right now, according to some reporters. So we're going to get into that and much more. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. All those things help out a ton. And comment down below which player you think needs to have a big performance in this second preseason game against the Miami Dolphins, second preseason game of this season, because a lot of the starters probably won't play in the third one. But let's get into it, go over some stuff. So this is from David Ferrones. Shout out to him. Miami Dolphins reporter, has about 34K followers. You can see his information here. Check him out. But he says, Commanders quarterback Jayden Daniels lights up Dolphins defense in red zone drill. He threw 5 touchdowns, including 2 to Terry McLaurin, beating Kendall Fuller once and Cater Kohu later. That is amazing, amazing to hear. And a lot of the times, not always, but the reporters will be a little bit more biased towards their own team. So when they're saying stuff like this, that is good, really good to hear. Really good to hear. So Jayden's always been pretty good in the red zone. When I was watching his tape at LSU, he was very good in the red zone, would throw a really good fade ball. And I don't know if, how they scored these touchdowns. They didn't really go into detail on it. And there weren't a lot of Commanders reporters there, but there also was an injury. We'll get into that in a second. Also, Terry McLaurin beat Marcus May for, touchdown on a goal line throw. And Omar Kelly said this rookie is good. And a lot of people were like, Terry McLaurin's not a rookie. And I'm not 100%, but 99% sure he was talking about Jayden Daniels, who threw it to Terry McLaurin, but could have been, a little bit more clear there. But I think you guys got it. But another good throw by Jayden Daniels. Not sure if this was the same. I mean, I guess it was the same sequence because David tweeted this out at 11:01, and Omar Kelly, shout out to him. Here's his information. He tweeted out at 10:58 a.m. Jayden Daniels did throw 2 interceptions on the day, but there's some context, and I really appreciate the context here that was reported. So Cole Turner got hit from behind and caught a pass from Daniels. The ball popped up and the Dolphins DB caught it. I believe that was Marcus May. And then the second one is Terry McLaurin slipped and fell. Kendall Fuller was there to catch it out. Originally, I thought this was a Miami Dolphins reporter, but I guess it's just a DC fan talking about what they saw on Twitter. But I did see both these things on my timeline that, Terry slipped and fell. It's unfortunate, and Kendall Fuller, he doesn't really drop interceptions. Kendall Fuller's a beast. If you're a Dolphins fan watching this, love Kendall Fuller, Hokie legend, also played for the Redskins and Commanders for a while. This is a really solid player, very consistent, great pro, and I'm happy he's in a good situation there in Miami, and I think he will do fine for sure. Let's see some other stuff. We'll get into some more Jayden Daniels stuff in a second, but Mike Sanderstill, Mitch Tischler says, might already be the best corner in this team. He plays so smart. Back-to-back plays for him. Dolphins ran a reverse. He stayed home and got a tackle for loss. Then Tyreek ran a fake reverse, and he stayed home and forced Tua to check down. Also had a PBU on Tyreek in the end zone. So Sanderstill, I guess, talk to my Michigan friend. Shout out Josh. Says most people say Sanderstill, but Sanderstill it's fine. But I'll start saying Mike Sanderstill. Yeah, he had a good day. I'm excited for him. Gonna be the starting slot corner on this team unless something happens. Hopefully no injury, knock on wood. But maybe they don't feel good about Forbes and he starts on the outside or something else. Even though he is suited for the slot, that's probably where you want him. You don't really want him on the outside, even though we can do it. Let's put our rookie in the best position possible to succeed, and that is slot cornerback. So put him there for sure. Let's go into, let's read what Nicki Jhabvala said because she was there. So Duran, and there's a whole thing about Jahan Dotson. I'm probably gonna make a separate video about maybe today. But Nicki said Duran Payne and Liam Eichenberg, who I actually was a little bit high on coming out of Notre Dame, offensive lineman. Could have drafted him, but liked those second-round defensive tackles. I don't know if Fedarian Mathis was drafted before Liam Eichenberg, but I did want him, and they got drafted around the same spot. But they got into a little bit of a tussle, shoves, nothing huge there. And then Andre Jones and Johnny Smith. Jones threw his helmet. Washington player down. It was Bo Bauer. He's up and walking, got on the cart, went in and got an MRI later. So unfortunate there. Undrafted free agent. Probably wasn't going to make the team. But this makes it much, much more difficult. So it sucks. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Again, not making the team, but I'm hoping and praying that it's just a minor injury and that he's able to at least, if he was going to stay on the practice squad, stick on the practice squad or go elsewhere and do what he needs to do, have a chance to compete. Talk about that Jayden Daniels interception, 2-minute drill for final period of Dolphins Commanders practice. Forbes and Jeremy Chin each had a PBU. Shout out to both of them. Today we didn't hear about Emmanuel Forbes getting toasted all the time, and guess who he's going up against? Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So that is very good to hear. And I don't know if the Dolphins fans were there, so that definitely contributes a little bit when the Jets fans were all there and they were watching and getting clips and posting them on Twitter and, talking trash to Forbes saying he's going to get cooked or whatever. That definitely helps you get more information on them. So, but also Jets fans a little bit more rowdy than Dolphins fans. And, Kendall Fuller had some high praise for Jayden Daniels. Real quick, I want to go and look at what Omar Kelly said, some other things from practice, because he is a Dolphins reporter, so he was there. The first period, they definitely came out strong. That's Kendall Fuller talking about the Commanders' offense. So he had some definitely some high praise from him. Said you have to be able to handle that adversity when you face it. And it seems like the Miami, Dolphins defense had a little bit better day in the second half, but a little bit better the day in the beginning. Omar Kelly says, for those Washington fans out there, Jayden Daniels carved the Dolphins up during red zone work, but when they went to full field work, he was neutralized, but the arm talent was legit. His end of practice interception to Kendall Fuller was a good throw. The wide receiver slipped on. I love hearing that, and shout out to Omar Kelly because, he knows that not a lot of Washington reporters were there, and being able to give a perspective like that, a non-bias, it is a little bit biased, but it's, because he's reporting, I guess, on his team, but he's able to give, a perspective that we haven't gotten on Jayden Daniels, and a guy that hasn't been watching Jayden Daniels every day and isn't super hyped like we are about him. And I guess he said Jaylen Daniels, but he knows it's Jayden. And I guess some of the reporting with these reporters that are, they're, let's say, a Dolphins fan, they're going to obviously report more on Dolphins stuff and try to hype up the Dolphins players a little bit more. And so I guess they're biased in a little bit of a sense, but then also a guy that hasn't seen Jayden Daniels, he's able to give a different perspective than someone like J.P. Finley, John Keim, Nicki Jhabvala, Ben Stanek, who they've been there every day. So it's two different perspectives, and I like to hear this about Jaylen Daniels, like Omar said. But it seems like overall a very good day for the Washington Commanders offense. Didn't really hear anything about the defense besides Mike Sanders still making up some or making some plays. I guess he said right here, Salvin Ahmed, weaving through the Washington D line for 20 yards. And there's some other stuff. I'm not going to go into too much of it because it's mostly Dolphins stuff. And we're obviously here for the Commanders. And I guess Mitch Tischler was there, so I'll read some of the stuff from him. John Allen blew up Robert Jones and would have, really done some damage to Tua. And then there was a scuffle afterwards. And that's really it that was reported today. Overall, a very solid day for the Washington Commanders. You always love to hear good things about your potential franchise quarterback, and it seems like they got some good work in. The weather was good, so that's amazing. And now you play against the Dolphins on Saturday. I believe it's Saturday. Let's see, Commanders, Dolphins. So they play against them. That'll be good. Maybe Jayden Daniels gets a couple of a series, and then after that, like he's done. He doesn't have to play. So they're playing Saturday at 7 p.m. A little bit of a late start, but who cares? But yeah, he'll get that preseason work, and then I don't think he needs to play against the Patriots. For some reason, I thought they were playing the Ravens. I guess it's because they always do. But yeah, you don't need to get him any work really in that third preseason game. Maybe get him a quarter in this game, and then I say wrap him up and get ready for the start of the season. Brandon Coleman was out there today in pads. Not sure if he got work in, but he was out there in pads. So might not play this week, but is definitely good to go for the season, and he'll probably play in that third game against the Patriots. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, stick to the end. Go ahead and comment down below. Let's go. We'll go a more recent player. I mean, I've done a lot of fan favorites like Alfred Morris. Let's go. We'll go Logan Thomas, who got, he's not necessarily a fan favorite, but got released this past year, and then also got released by the 49ers. But comment down Logan Thomas, Virginia Tech Hokie legend. Peace.